Yeah, the boards I grew up riding on the East Coast were definitely like pipe park boards, like full camber, narrow, stiff. They just railed and were super twitchy, back and forth on edge, on hardpack. And so that was always the boards that I grew up riding and really liked to ride. It kind of like helped shape my style, which is kind of like I just like getting on a hard rail and just holding it across whatever it may be, whether it's a pipe wall or chunder or POW now. And so those boards, I think the key quality in those is that they are super fast edge to edge, and then once you do get on your edge, that contact point and your side cut and everything just works perfectly so you can hold a hard rail. So I think it was like in 2004 was when I kind of started fading out of competitions. And I was watching video parts of like Hawkinson and Johan and all those guys in the powder and seeing how they'd put lines down faces and bring pipe and park tricks to the backcountry. And it's like, dude, I want to get into that. And so there was definitely like a learning curve with that and learning how to stomp in POW. And then trying to maintain, you know, that style, that pipe and park style in the backcountry and not just going straight for like big lines or whatnot, but trying to maintain that freestyle aspect in the POW. As I transitioned to powder riding out on the West Coast, I realized that these pipe boards were diving in the powder. And so I was trying to find a board that would rail like the pipe boards I was used to on hardpack and ice, yet float in the powder. And it was really difficult finding a board like that. Luckily, I was able to team up with RIDE and Michael Chilton, the head engineer at RIDE, and help develop the Berzerker.
And so we have a facility down in Des Moines, Washington called the ARC, which is where we build all of our prototypes and test all of our new concepts. We're able to basically build everything that our factory does one-to-one. And the way that we do about it for our prototype purposes is we build boards that are a little bit simpler than the final version, just so we can test a bunch of different variables at once and get a lot of different prototypes pumping out.
We would come up with blank board prototype testing. We'd bring them up to the hill. I wasn't able to look at any of the blank prototypes so that I didn't have any preconceived notions as to how they would ride. I just ride them, give my feedback, and after about a dozen boards, we narrowed it down to this Berzerker right here, which basic specs on it, to be brief, we blended out the tip and the tail so it's a little smoother, just better look aesthetically, I think. I'd say the biggest change is previously the Berzerkers have always had no taper at all, because I really like how no taper gives you better turn initiation. Yet without any taper, it is harder to sink your tail in the powder and get your nose up. So therefore we added 8 millimeters of taper. And so to counter the taper and make sure that you can initiate your turns just as quick, we tightened up the radii on the side cut. So that tightening up that radius does give you better turn initiation, which I enjoy doing in my riding, is just being super twitchy, back and forth, edge to edge, being able to hold a rail, making sure your contact point is holding, yet you're staying afloat. So it's just kind of always balancing and trying to get the best of both worlds. It's sick to see all the boys like the Animals and Bo and all them on it. And I'm psyched that they like it and they're ripping it, and it feels really good.